Warning, this video is only for 14 and up, and if you're under, please leave this video, because I will not be accused of something I don't want to be accused of. Please, if you're under, leave the video. Stories go through the air. You can listen and you cannot. But stories are here to help. Understand what is right and what is wrong. But sometimes stories can do the opposite. There's no right or wrong. You have to form your own opinion. But that is not what you're here for. You're here to listen to this silly little god of this channel. Listens to his mind going on about his stories, about the different worlds where he's traveling to, and where he can make some small different in a timeline. Welcome to the Blue Mask What If channel. Hello everyone, this is Blue Mask and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys will enjoy my video, and let's begin. Hello everyone, this is Blue Mask and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to a next episode of What If Bell Cranel Was a Monster Hunter. Now, the last episode, Bell Cranel and his friends and family arrived at Melon. Him, his brothers, and his cousin and his younger cousin, his mom and dad, his girlfriends, and Lucy's girlfriends, as well as their quote-unquote students, being Sunraku, Rin, the girl that's in the buff armor in Shangri-La Frontier. Then we have Orkatsu, or Katsu, I think it's Okatsu, and Arthur Pentagon has also arrived, and I will include some few more characters, being Aisha and the two Amazon, the one that has a crush on Beat, and the silver-haired one. Did I not say that she joined? I think she joined the Miek Familia. Or no, she joined the Take Familia because she enjoyed the vibe of theirs than Ishtar. But she has joined with this caravan to go to Melon to establish a branch of the Hunters Guild in Melon, so they can travel from Orario to Melon if they need to go there for a quest or something. They have arrived, and the former head of the guild, being the Dungeon Guild, of this branch to Melon, has been fired from that position after figuring out he was not doing his job as great as he could. So he was fired after another elf named Li Fi, a green-haired elf, took over that part of the guild. You can probably guess what his name is inspired by. After that, Bell and the others had set up a new hunter hall for the hunters to have. And they have also found an old smithy by an old guy named... What the fuck did I name the old guy? Or the other guy that has the smithy area? Oh shit, give me a moment. I totally forgot I named the guy Hisashi Midoriya. They met a smithy, an old smithy that had to shut down his smithy place for a few years because there was no use for it. He can make the smithy part at home, not need a big ass forge, so it had to be shut down for a few years. But now that the Hunters Guild are here. Hisashi Midoriya has been, this point in time, been, helped out by the guild to open up his shop again. And that was where we mostly left off. The, hostess of fertility girls and Mamma Mia has been hired out for a couple of weeks to be there so they could have some food ready. Belle actually recommended, I think I said Belle recommended them to help out with the hunter's meal and everything else. And because of the guild buying, their services, Mamma Mia has agreed to be there before the actual cooking staff will arrive. Because of the situation in Orario being a troubling, I forgot what species I said, has been born. Too many of them right now. They have been born. The Hunters Guild are in a high alert to control the how many monsters that's gonna be born and everything else. So they are on high alert and they have to have a full kitchen staff. So yeah, that situation happened. So the hunters that had to leave to Melon hired out the hosts of fertility girls for quite a while. So, but they have gotten their money and they will still get money when they are here. So yeah, that's mostly what happened last episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And let's begin. We start where Cranel opened his eyes and looked up at a ceiling that was above him. Bell recognized it as one of the rooms him and Aiz and Harime has been staying in. Bell looked around him and spotted, the girls was not in the bed anymore where he was sleeping. They have taken a couple's room, as it was called, to be there. It's a room, a living room, then a bedroom by its side, and then a bathroom, and then a kitchen in the living room area. You decide how it looks, I don't really care. But Belle was, woke up to the girls already awakened and not in the room. Belle sighed and looked at the clock that was on the wall. God damn it, I slept over again. The fucking frenzy must still affecting me and my sleep schedule. Bell stood up and walked over to the closet to pick out his outfit. This being Bell has picked out because it's gonna be a short day or not a combat focusing day. Bell has chosen to wear the Bell chose to wear a different kind of armor set at this point because he's gonna deal with monsters that is spewing water most of the time. So he decided to wear the armor set of it's the one that's in Wilds, that's like a serpent in the desert. I know it has water resistant. So it's that one. I just had it read it out to me, but I have forgotten it, and it fucking sucks. Bella, it's another cut. Give me a second. Alright, it's the Balahara armor set he has chose to wear today. Picking out the box that his the armor set was on, Bell looked over to see, well, the armor sets that him, Ice, and Haruhime usually wear. And seeing his armor set that's in the picture, I've forgotten the monster's name, Bell looked at it and looked more uncomfortable at this point. Bell walked out and placed the armor set. Bell was in a shirt and t-shirt, by the way, because he needs to get a shower on. Seeing Haruhime and Ice at the table getting some breakfast. You girls didn't try to wake me up or something? He says, putting the armor on the chair. Well, his chair. We tried, but you were, well, deep asleep. Nah, frenzy must still run through me. Weak, but still affecting my sleep schedule. Bell says, looking at them. That can be true. I says, looking at him. But you didn't miss a very good show. Bell looked at her weirdly. Show? We have nothing to show in our room. What are you talking about? No, it's nothing. You can't just say something like that and say it was nothing. It was. I says, smiling at Bell. Oh, you teasing. Bell sighed and walked into the bathroom with a huge sigh, with Haruhime and Ice laughing at him. You know, nothing really happened, Haruhime says, looking at Ice. I know. I just want to tease him. We have infected you too much, haven't we? Yes, but I quite enjoy my new life. I says, looking at Haruhime. Well, you can't say that. It has been quite enjoyable. Haruhime looked at the set, well, Bell brought out. Huh, it's not his usual set. Picking up the helmet of the Barahara, I think I'm saying that correct. It's the one from Wild that's, like I said, is going through the desert. And looking at the helmet that she picked up. He usually picked out the other one in the room. I mean, he has been looking at it weirdly. I says, looking at her. What are you talking about? I mean, did you see how he looked at the helmet yesterday? Haruhime remembered back and remembered that Bell was staring at the helmet of his outfit in the living room at night. Just staring at it with a confused face. I mean, yes, I did see that. Haruhime put the helmet down and drank her coffee that was, well, she was drinking. Do you think he started to dislike it? Haruhime says, looking at the armor set. I mean, Eyes looked at Haruhime that looked back at her. I'm started to think that he doesn't like it anymore. Haruhime looked at her and then at the door to the bathroom. I've never asked him, but why did he wear it all the time? Now that you mention it, him and Lucy has not said anything about it. It's just that they have always worn it when they came to, well, Orario. I says, looking at the bathroom as well. When did they even start wearing it? Haruhime looked at Eyes with that question. I think they started to wear the armor set after their, well, disappearance from the well, disappearance from everyone. I mean, they did say they ran away after finding out that their partners cheated on them. But why did they start? I don't specifically know why they started to do that. Both of them didn't hear the door opening when they were looking at each other. I mean, he just said they didn't. Are you talking about my armor? Belle looked at them and they kind of looked at him in surprise. You, yes. I said it honestly, and Belle sighed. The reason why we wear that armor, it was the reason that monster attacked them. I think I told this story in another video, but I will reiterate it, or I will say it again. The monster attacked them when me and Lucy was hunting another monster. We drove it off and we helped our previous handlers out. But at that point, we were told that they started to see each other. After we find out, we figured out on our own when it started. They probably fell for each other when they were alone against that monster. And the month that incident happened and me and Lucy's rampage, we never went back because both of them were afraid of the monster. Belle says, walking into the living room, well, the bedroom, and taking the helmet that Ice and Haruhime could see. Belle walked back and placed the helmet on the table. You see that scar? Belle pointed at one of the eyes of the mask. Haruhime and Ice looked confused and looked again, and then there is a scar. Wait, we have never seen it. The last monster. We drove a few of them out of the Ryvern Sanctuary, or as I call it, the breeding ground for guardians. We drove 5 out, one stronger than the other. That last one was the same one that attacked them. I left a scar across its eye. Lucy left a scar on its mouth. Funny fact, those same scars aligned with mine and Lucy's. We fought it in the savannah area. It was the plenty season and the other saw us fighting it. Even those two. We killed it and was dragged back after we collapsed. Both of us asked we asked May to make the mask out of the last one and make sure that the scars was there, but very hidden, so no one could see it. Not far away or up close. You need to very look. Harime and eyes looked at the mask. Seeing the scar was it was looking like a normal mask, but a scar was printed into it. But the paint and the muscles or the grooves and everything lined up with the mask perfectly. It's when you look very careful at its side, you can see the scar. So you wore the armor and the face of the monster. So those two will be staying away from us. I hated her after that. I hated so much that I would wear the monster that attacked her. She and Lucy did the same. Wearing the mouth of the monster that attacked him. Unluckily for me, that day they came to visit Aurario, I wasn't wearing the armor set. If I said they were wearing it, they were not. I will kind of rewrite that. So they weren't afraid to talk to me, but now Bell looked at his main armor set and just, I don't think I need this anymore. This protection from them. I don't need that monster to protect me. Maybe you need the other one. I says, looking at Bell. What? I mean, you can wear the monster that was the original, not the Guardian one. The other one? Yes. Red is more my color. And white. Maybe you're right. Bell looked at the armor set again. Maybe I do need a change. Maybe me and Lily need a change from protection to something else. From the people that hurt us to something better. Probably should take it up with her. Thank you. Bell says, walking over to Eyes and standing up. Sorry, just grabbing my chair, by the way. And grabbed her chin and just kissed her, thankful. But Eyes took a sip of her, well, tea. She was drinking tea at the time. And Bell got, well, some tea in his mouth when they're kissing. Bell pulled away and tasted the tea. Lemon? Yes. Haruhime was the one that was laughing at the scene. She made the tea for Eyes, by the way. It's lemon tea, I made it for her. Why are you laughing? I mean, you two kissing when Eyes just drank her tea. Kinda cute. Belle looked at her and just walked over and took the coffee from Haruhime. Took a sip and did the same. Just opposite at this point. Belle pulled away and just, that's sweet coffee. That's very sweet coffee. Sorry, should have warned you. Still like the taste. Well, mostly a few though. Haruhime blushed at that flirting and just stop. Okay, I will stop. Belle walked over to where the kitchen was and grabbed the food that was there. Some eggs and bacons and sausage. Anyways, what are you two girls' plans to today? Mine and Lily's are, well, going to train the newbies. Somehow all of them got their hunter's card, even though the next one, the Aisha and her Amazon friends should have taken, but all of them did. Yeah. Harime says, looking at Belle. Luckily, most of them are, well, veterans at the dungeon. They just had to few training and going to the exam. They got their license pretty easily, actually. Not easily. Never mind, I said it wrong. It was not easy for them. Mostly the Amazon had little more struggle with their weapon. That silver-haired one kinda got the same set as, the unique set as Orakatsu. Oh yeah, never seen her fight before. I saw a little bit, but that was the other one. The orange-colored Amazon. What? The orange closed Amazon. Oh, her, yeah. One has a crush on Beat? Yeah. I says, looking at Belle. Yes, her. I think she has a sword and shield set. I don't know her weapon, actually, so sorry. But I will give her sword and shield set. Like... No. Yeah, I'll give her the sword and shield set. And she has an iron one at this point. Well, she like I said, she has a sword and shield. So, and the other one, this white-haired one, that think she has. Belle, I already said it. Did I repeat myself? Yes. Both of the girls says, looking at Belle. Oh. Sorry. It's fine. Well, the girl has... Harime did say she has the same gloves as Oikatsu. Ah. But who would they what would they take up as a monster? What do you mean? I mean, what would they choose as a monsters for their actual hunting set? I think they will go with something more revealing. Think the big snow monkey. I saw the armor set when I researched it. Yeah, they could also take the Kulaku one, the egg-stealing monster. Yes. I think Aisha would go with the Kulaku one. And I think the silver-haired one would probably take the bone. Sorry about that, mic got cut off. Anyways. I think the silver-haired one chose the bone set. Will choose the bone set when she get the materials for it. Harime says, looking up. up in the sky. And I think if she gets the chance to fight a weaker one outside of Aurario, probably the Ice Ape, as you called it, probably the orange, Beat's girlfriend, probably take that one on for size. Now, yeah, you probably would. Or maybe the silver-haired one would probably go with the same outfit as Tyona? No, Tyone? Now that you mention it, that is a maybe. Yeah, that is a maybe. Anyways, Bell sat down with his breakfast and started to eat it up quickly as possible. And he took some apple juice instead of coffee or tea. What is your guys' plans, like I said? Oh, I'm gonna be at the guild hall for a while, handing out some quests. Oh, what kind? Oh, I'm tasked with gathering and level 1-star monster and 2-star monsters. Oh. Don't be. I'm a new guild handler. I'm a handler, not a guild maiden. Yeah, that's understandable. What about you, Ice? Probably helping you out. Or walking around with Lufia and Tyone and Tyona. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that should be all, right? No paperwork to do out here because that's not my job. Someone else will take over that. Probably you will get some chores. Yeah, training the renew hunters. Belle sighed and picked up the armor set. Do you girls mind helping me out? I need to put this on. Belle took off his shirt and pulled out the shirt for the armor set. Ooh, I do not mind helping you out, Haruhime says, immediately standing up, walking over to Belle. Please don't be handsy. What? You mostly enjoy it. Haruhime. Fine. Tonight, though. Maybe. Haruhime just smiled at Belle and helped out putting up the armor set. Ice just looked at it with, a smile. It's so glad my life turned around. After some, half an hour of them getting ready and Haruhime helping out with the armor set, Belle walked down to the guild hall holding the helmet in his hands and walked over to, the reception area where he walked into, not the reception area where the hunters write their name down if they come here. He walks into the guild hall and looked around to see that everyone that was up was doing their thing. Belle saw some of the hostess of facility girls, making some food and handing out and drinks to some hunters that's going out to hunt. Ah, Belle. Belle looked over to see his mother walking over to him. Hey, Mom. Your request has been approved, by the way. Just come to inform you. His mother handed over 2 papers to Belle. Belle opened one of them up to see fuck. Give me a moment. Belle got the papers from his mother and looked through both of them. This being a hunt mission, so slaying the monster or capturing the monsters is a-okay from the guild's point of view. This being a Barif and a Judas Totus, I think that I'm correct, being on the paper, and Bell looked up at his mother. By the way, if you're confused of what I'm talking about, you can actually go to my, where I play through World again. Yes, shameless promotion! Go to my, I played through World again series, and go to episode 2 and episode 3. Yeah, episode 3. Where I hunted both of the monsters. You can actually, it's episode 2 for the Barif. And the Judah Tourist was the last episode I posted on the channel. Not the last episode, the previous episode where I posted them. So you can go and check out the monsters I'm talking about. Belle looked at them and nodded. Understandable. Anything more? No, not exactly. By the way, I think I forgot to say it's been 2 days after they have arrived, so everything was up and mostly ready. Alright then, Bell shut the papers and looked at his mother. I will get everything ready for everyone. Is Lucy around, by the way? Yes, she's right over there. She's with her girlfriends. Bell looked over to see his, sister, or cousin, that's his sister in Seoul, talking with her partners, wearing the female version of the armor Bell was wearing. They were both wearing the alpha version of it. Bell smiled as his mother and thanked her, and Bell walked over to Lucy. Lucy looked at Bell and smiled. Ah, Bell! Are you ready to help out? Are you ready with the rookies? Yes, I am. By the way, Bell sat down at the table. How do you feel about our main armor set? Lucy looked at him with a surprised look. What do you mean? Simply coming out. I don't like it anymore. What? Lucy looked at him in surprise. Look, it's not that I'm uncomfortable, it's just that it's outdone its use for me, and I wanted to talk to you about it. Oh, you don't hate the monster? No, it's actually one of my favorites. It's my fifth favorite monster to hunt. No, my favorite monster. You know what I'm talking about. Every hunters has their favorite monster. Yeah, okay. But I mean, we don't need them. The reason why I wear mine is so she would not come near me. That I terrified her. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay, I understand. Wait, I'm confused. Lily looked at Belle. Okay. Belle explained the whole reason why they actually wore the armor set. Oh, that's why you wore it. I thought it was because you looked sexy in it. Tyona says, looking at Lucy. Well, that's also one of the reasons why I'm wearing it. But Lucy looked at her hands. I'm need to agree with Belle here. I think I need the other set. The actual monster set, not the Guardian one. Yeah, so when I get back, I want to see if there is a monster, that monster I could hunt. I'm coming with you. Okay then. After some few moments of talking and Belle asking what, well, Tyona and Lily are doing, Lily is helping out at the guild hall. Well, the guild with the guild maiden. She's helping out with the paperworks and what will come in by the hunts and everything else. Tyona, and like with eyes is walking around with Luffy and eyes, and Tyone walking around the city just for a while. Oh, okay. Belle looked at Lucy and said, "When they get down, we should get ready to, well, head out." I agree. After some few moments of more talking and Harime and Eyes coming down and well, going to do their own stuff, the other, well, group being the newbie hunters came down from the room. Hello, everyone. Belle looked at everyone and they said hello to them. Today you guys will do in your own hunt. But this will be kind of special. Me and Lucy will watch over you for protection, but we will not interrupt the hunt. So any injury we will not help with. Do you understand? Wait, why? Rin says, looking at Belle. Well, you guys have to learn, but if you're about to die, then we will jump in. Don't worry, that will not happen. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Belle was having a lightning switch axe on his back, and Lucy having a... No, Belle was... Yeah. Belle has a lightning switch axe on his back. Which one is... I don't... No, a paralyzing switch axe. The one from Wild. The one from the... Bella... The Bella Spider one. It's fully upgraded, by the way, to 9. And Lucy has the, Leviacris's sword and shield combo on her back. Alright, everyone. Belle looked at the group and handed over the papers they needed. Belle gave the fish to the level 3 star monster to the group that was there beforehand, being Rin, Sarakruma, Sanraku, Oikatsu, and Arthur Pentagon was given the level 3 monster fish, Judosan one. And the level 2 monster Lily handed over to Aisha's group. This is the monster you three will be hunted. Because you are more newer to the weapons and everything else, you will be hunting the Barith. It's a big, Creatures on two legs like to, well, cover itself in mud and dirt. You will be hunting that today. Bell looked at his group and I think I didn't say. Yeah, I did say it. Sorry, I had to cut my mic and do some research on the names of the Amazons being Lena and Samari. Or Samari. That's how I saw it written. Well, that's the white-haired one's name. When Bell looked at his group, he gave the same information for the fish one. You will be hunting that in swamp water and more deeper waters, so mostly near the forest line where the swamp area is. Do you understand? Bell says, looking at his group that nodded at him. Yes, sir. Alright, I will be looking over you, like I said. You will not die, but you will be injured, have broken legs or anything else. Understand? Yes, sir. Good. We will be moving out in half an hour. Get a meal down. You need the food and energy for it. And get some drinks as well. Not alcohol. Juice, energy drinks. No alcohol and no... no anything that can make you slurred or anything else. The group nodded and all of them went off to do their own thing. After half an hour, well, not half an hour, after 50 minutes, Bell was sitting at a rock near one of the beaches of Melon, where his group was fighting the giant fish from World that has legs, by the way. They were fighting it near its beach, and this engagement has started around 10 minutes ago. This fish has moved from, well, more inward of the swamp and more over to the beach area. The group was doing great and has chose their armor set as much as they have, well, gotten it. Lucky for them, they have actually, well, been allowed to get a level 1 of the ballerina set weapons, but Orkatsuto couldn't get any gloves of it, so unluckily for him, he couldn't get any. But yeah, there is a dual sword, and there's a great sword. I don't know about a Kinsect blade though. I haven't looked at that weapon. So that's gonna be an iron weapon for... So there have 2 paralyzing weapons they used on the monster to shock it and stop it for a while. Bell, for his, well, looking at the monster, saw that it was kind of halfway dead or injured, halfway injured to it where it could be captured or killed if they wanted to. Bell looked at them with overlook to make sure that no one's gonna die. When the fish jumped over to the beach area and started to run towards the water, more the lower water where it could swim underneath into the lake. Bell watched his group rush over and knock it back from the, well, more into the beach, when Bell spotted something coming up from the water area. That's weird. You're not a known monster to... Before Bell could continue and the group fighting the monster, A Balahara jumped up from the sand and whirled around the fish monster, trying to kill it. Wait, that's not supposed to be possible. Belle looked at the Balahara and just started to look at it. It was not strong. Belle could probably guess it's a level 4 or 3-star monster. Probably high level 3, as he seems it's, well, mutated or developed differently. But that shouldn't have happened. Balahara looks like it could swim better, well, in wet water than, well, normal sand. Wet sand and normal sand, and still swim in normal sand. So probably has adapted to be under the water, under sand. Well, wet sand. Confusing Belle of how this monster could do this. Belle would have jumped down if the group didn't knock the Balahara away from the other one. With Arthur, Pentagon, Sanraku, and Okatsu dealing with the fish, Belle saw Rin dealing with the other one. Belle was about to jump in when he saw how she fought. She knocked Balahara away from her, and Belle got a better look because it was kind of wrapped around the fish monster. He couldn't see it perfectly how it looks, but here he could see, wait, this one is very injured. It has bite marks around it. Looks like something tried to attack it, but it should have killed the crystal monsters that should be around here. Belle saw that the monster wanted to feast on something, but because of Rin jumping and the others jumping in to separate the monsters, it couldn't. The Balahara slithered under the sand and rushed towards Rin, with it jumping up to the air, but Rin did a block of the attack, slamming into the monster, so it got pushed away. She rushed forward and charged up her attack and slammed her blade into it. She has the level 1 great sword of the spider ballerina, and slammed the sword into its side. But this actually caused it to stop for a moment and then slam quietly on the ground. Well, it slammed on the ground dead at this point. Belle jumped down from the rock he was sitting on next to the beach in the swamp area and jogged over to, Rin. Well, that's quite impressive. Belle walked over to the monster and looked at the injuries he could see. These looks very familiar. Bite marks, teeth-like. Belle saw something in one of the monster's wound and, grabbed it and pulled it out, showing a green teeth-like thing. Oh. Fuck. Belle pocketed the thing and sent out a signal flare. Belle turned around and saw the other three, then, killing the monster and slamming it to the ground. Good job, you three. Belle clapped at, their success. 2 monsters in your group. That's quite successful, I must say. Thank you, Rin says beside him. It was no problem at all. Sir, Sonraku says, putting his foot on the, well, fish. Yeah. But luckily for you guys, this one was very injured, so one of you could have take care of it. And quite recently injured, I must say. I need to also report that it can survive under seawater. The species has never been, well, written as, well, near water or anything else. Well, yes, but it never traveled near that area. We could figure that out. Belle looked into the monster's mouth and saw its eyes dead. By the way, funny fact, there's eyes in its mouth. So Belle looked at the eyes and made sure that it was glazed over like dead eyes. And it was. With Belle walking around and seeing that a lot of things were gone, like a few scales and everything else. But Belle surmises that it could be used for just one set of armor. Very low armor, but not weak armor. It was a low-ranked barrel armor. Well, Rin, I think it's Rin or Rin. I think this one should be yours to decide what it's gonna be for you. Really? Yeah. Well, it's the same my armor is actually from the same kind of monster. Belle slammed his fist on it. You just have to decide its parts, like its helmet, its chest plate, and gloves, belt, and pants. Well, Lucy is wearing the female version of that armor. I see. But no, there's no great sword of that monster. There's only some other ones. Anyways, Belle looked up to see. Well, Belle looked up from looking at the monster that Rin killed. Looking up to see a little bit far away near the beach area, the other group was actually dealing with the monster. Ah, maybe this one traveled further down. The Baron, I think it was that, was jumping up and down with Aisha on its head, well, stabbing into it. Lucy was sitting, well, jumping over and up to a rock looking at the fight. Well, this is quite interesting. Never seen Aisha getting that mad. You're probably wondering why she's mad? Well, Aisha not having a properly monster hunting outfit weared her adventurer's outfit. And the monster had, well, stepped on the purple cloth that was on her leg. And Aisha was rolling away from the monster and it just tore it away, actually making it pretty much useless with one of her legs just showing up bare, with the other one just hanging. The other leg was fine, but like it was almost ripped in the middle. So she's kind of pissed and stabbing into the monster. Quite interesting. Lucy watches Aisha doing this with the others, cutting into the monster's leg, making sure it was falling. Not Belle. Lucy was watching this with four people, well, three people jumped up with one of them was holding on to one of them. So, what's going on? Lucy turned around to see Tayona, Eyes, and Lufia watching the fight with the monster. By the way, the town is a little bit more far away from this version of the beach. It's not where Loki camped out. It's more far away from the town, where a swamp area is. But Eyes and the others saw the monster and came over to watch it. Oh, just Aisha freaking out about her outfit. All of them looked and saw Aisha's pants. Stuff? Clothing? Oh, it got ripped. Yeah. Maybe she will check out the bone outfit? Maybe? Probably the silver. Maybe Syrah or Sheeran probably would take up that one. Maybe. Aisha was jumped off with her greatsword when she made a wound and cut into it and rushed off the head, jumping down to her teammates on the ground, and looked at the monster that roared at them but still injured when someone rushed down off one of the beaches and jumped up, shocking everyone, and slammed her foot into the crown of the monster, slamming it into it and, slamming the monster down, cracking the crown of the monster, but not doing much. Probably killed it. No one actually knows. The woman jumped off it and landed, in front of the head where the other girls were standing, with Lucy looking at her with surprise and, annoyance. She did not interrupt the hunt. That is stupid for a civilian and without a license. Probably the adventurers that got arrogant. Lucy stood up, but both Tayoni and Tayona jumped down from the rock and rushed over to the woman that had a mask on. Wait, what is going on? This confused Lucy and Eyes, and Lufia was confused as well, but Eyes saw that Bell and his group was rushing over, looking behind them, seeing some palicos picking up the, corpses of two monsters that was dead. Oh, so they got done then. Belle watches Tayoni and Tayona after, the civilian jumped in and slammed the head of the monster down on the ground, and saw Tayoni and Tayona rushed over in anger. Both girls stood in front of the three other Amazons with angry looks, and the Amazon looking at them in surprise and talked in Amazonian. Belle couldn't understand them at all. Belle rushed over and saw that Lucy and Eyes and Lufia, with Lufia being bridal carried by Eyes and being put down, Belle rushed over to them and asked what this civilian was doing. That's what the hunters call them if they don't have a license. I forgot to mention that. I don't know, she just showed up and hit the monster. Probably dead. That's gonna be a fine. She's lucky if she's not being called a poacher. Yeah, I know. A woman walked away around the, corpse of the monster and stood beside the woman that was arguing with Tayoni and Tayona. Well, 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 isn't it Tyone and Tyona? What a surprise! The woman was speaking coin at this point, with the others switching over to coin as well. Agana! Think that was correct. The woman had didn't have a face mask on and had a green and white outfit on as well. Belle walked over to the group at this point, getting tired of not understanding them, and after the woman switched to coin, Belle walked over and talked. Excuse me. The woman looked at Belle with a little annoyance. What do you want, man? Well, if you don't mind me asking, why did you interrupt the hunt? Belle looked at the other woman and she looked confused. Hunt? This is a monster. No. Yes, that's actually called a monster, but it wasn't a crystal monsters. What do you mean? The other woman says, looking at Belle. At this point, something stood up from behind them and Belle looked at it. Well, if you would have, just watched instead of just jumping in and hitting the monster, you would have noticed that you wouldn't have killed it. The woman looked confused and turned around and got hit by the tail of the monster after it did a tail sweep. Both women landed on the ground shocked. With Belle walked forward and just needed to take the monster down. Belle pulled out the switchblade in its axe mode and swung the blade into the monster's, underneath the monster's chin and up at its head. Even though the paralyzing one wouldn't have worked, the hit and the blade just going up into the into the chin and just Belle hit it hard. And after all the injuries, it just died after Belle's hit. Putting away his switch axe, he looked at the two women. This is a monster, and you need a license, a monster hunter license, to hunt it. And you two don't. Belle pointed at the masked woman, Beige. If you have actually killed it, you would have been labeled as a poacher. Unluckily for you, it's not dead. The woman scoffed with a mask and asked, what would that have gotten me? Nothing. Well, it would have gotten a guild knight on your ass. And unluckily for you, they hunt the most horrifying creature. Humans to death. So luckily for you, you will not die. Belle says, looking at the woman that looked, not shocked at this. Well, nothing would have happened if you just said men. Belle looked at her and said, Woman, no, if you see a guild knight, then you know you are safe. Because those motherfuckers are sneaky as hell. If they're on the hunt for someone, they can sneak up on you, and you would have been dead. The woman looked at Belle and just uncaring. So? Bitch, you don't get it. Okay. Let me guess, you're the Amazons from that, Islands of Amazons. Yes, we are, and we are the captains. Great, okay, you are Beige and Argon. Argon? Maybe. Yes. And my name is Argon. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Okay. Why are you here? You're not supposed to be here. Well, We had a meeting with Ishtar, but she's not here yet. Oh. Ishtar is banished from Horario. Inform your god that so you can go home. Bell pulled out a flare and sent it up in the air, with Argana getting angry at Bell's annoyance and rushed forward and grabbed around Bell's neck, trying to lift him up, but he grabbed hers and did the same pressure. You are strong. Yes. Bell grabbed the wrist on his, hand on his neck and pry it away from him. And if you didn't, do that, you wouldn't have a blade at your neck. I have an arm at my neck. No. Bell pointed at the... Bell used his one of his finger... his thumb around... No, he used one... He used his other hand that was holding the wrist and moved it over to the blade at her neck that Eyes had added. This is Eyes Wallenstein. She's the sword princess of Horario and an adventurer and a hunter. Right now she's using her adventurer's license, meaning don't fuck with her. She's allowed, in a certain sense, to kill you. I will be careful. Why would she do that? She's also my partner. So that's one of them. Bell says, still choking hard, still having his hand around her neck, and Eyes having her blade tip, by the way, at the side of her neck. Alright, that's enough. A young woman walked around the corpse of the monster and looked at Bell and had some few other Amazons behind her. Please let go of my Amazon, Captain. Bell scoffed and pushed the woman away from him and Eyes. Bell looked at the goddess and she looked up at Bell. You are a what now? I'm a hunter. You must be a goddess. Then. You must be a goddess. You must be a goddess as well as my goddess Hestia. You're correct on that. Now, here to inform you that you're almost Captain. Bell pointing over at one of the, Amazons. Beige, that was stepping over to her. Almost killed this monster, labeling her, if she did it again, as a poacher. And, meaning that a guild knight, if I'm correct, I've forgotten if I'm correct, would have chased her down and killed her. You wouldn't have wanted that, do you? You are kind of correct. But it would have been a worthy man to do that. Oh, no, you wouldn't have seen him do it or leave your island. Good luck with that. And by the way, the guild doesn't like slaves, so they wouldn't go to your island anyways. Well, it doesn't seem you will be useful. The guild... Sorry about that. Scratch that. The guild doesn't seem useful. So why should I have them on my island? Well, preventing one of these monsters. Bell pointed at the monster dead beside him. He's still near the corpse. Wouldn't be an issue. And I don't mean this weaker one. This is a 2-star monster. Your captain just hit it in the strongest place. Cracked it, but not killed it. They're stronger as like a level 9 or 10 monster. Oh. Yeah, level 10 is like a level 11 human. Or adventurer. So you're quite lucky. But I don't think the guild would have done anything with you. Well, the god looked at Belle in annoyance. I don't want to talk to you. Tyona. Belle interrupted her, getting her mad. What do you want, boy? Don't talk to the hunters. And my hunters. Belle looked at the goddesses with a mad look. Like that. You will go away and leave us alone. If you start shit, the guild will help Melon. Fine. The goddess walked away in anger with her Amazons following. The two captains looked back at Tyone and Tyona, and they looked back in anger as well. Belle looked at the Amazon going away and looked at Tyone and Tyona. You two. Both of them looked at Belle. I know you are mad. I can see it in your eyes, the goddess over there. Please, I will ask you, head back to the guild hall. Calm yourself down. Lucy, help your girlfriend out. Yeah, okay. Lucy grabbed her girlfriend's hand and grabbed Tyone's wrist and dragged them away. Belle looked at the three Amazons that stood there. I'm sorry I had to do this, but I just had to stop it before it got got more bad. All three of them nodded and Belle continued. Anyways, this is still your, contract. You will get the parts from this one, and I do remember there is a great sword of this one. Maybe a sword and shield. I'm not interested in that one. Lucy? No. Fuck, sorry. She walked away. After some few seconds, a cart of palicos came up and loaded up the corpse of the monster. The group returned to the guild hall and Belle wrote up the incident report of, the monster. Belle walked out and saw the group over at the smithy, where Rin asked May to make a lower set of the armor Belle has on, but add the female version of the armor except for the helmet. That is gonna be the male version. I don't know if there's a dual blade of the fish one or a great sword of that one. Oikatsu asked for... yeah. He asked if he could take the fish. If there... I will check after the video if there's a dual blade or a insect glaive to the fish monster or anything else. Oikatsu asked if he could get the monster for his armor set. The other four agreed at this, and he was happy to get the set, and also asked if May or Welf or their smithy they got, being the bunny girl from the show, was also there, taking their order of their armor set. Oikatsu asked if she could make some gloves out of the fish, and she probably said she probably could, but she has to figure out what they need to do then. Oikatsu nodded and walked away, thanking the bunny girl for helping out. Sorry about my voice, Jesus Christ. Over with the other Amazons. Lana asked for a... Lana just didn't want this if there was an armor set or sword and shield. She didn't ask for that one, but asked Green if there's spare parts to a sword and shield set. I know there's one of that. Green says that if there were, she's allowed to take the last parts for a sword and shield set. But Samira asked if the bunny girl as well could make up a gloves of the other one. And Aisha asked to make a great sword from Wealth. Belle watched them in happiness of seeing newbies getting their armor gears and everything else. Belle watched them and just smiled. This is gonna be an interesting few weeks. I'm sorry for the ending of this video. I didn't know how to end it. But I still wanted the confrontation between the goddess, old Tyone and Tyona's goddess, confrontation, and some few fluff moments. But that is gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Good morning, goodbye, farewell, see you later. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, my blue masks. Bye-bye!